Welcome into the Coffee and Conversation with Coach Tony. And Coach, we're in the off season now, but I just want to get back to Friday's game at ETSU and just kind of recap that game, and then just talk about the seniors and the grad students now that won't be here with the team next season.
Yeah, it was a tough game for us. We played the playing game on the Tuesday night with Citadel. Came out on top 1-0, a physical match, a good match. We tried to rest some kids knowing we're going to Johnson City on Friday. And we came out, we had a good game plan in place to go. We had one costly turnover, unforced turnover on our own team in our final third. Our defensive third led to their goal. And then we kind of settled into the game. We got moments to kind of tie the game, I would say, in the first half. And then we readjusted some things at halftime. The staff talked about making some things, tweaking some things, and our girls really pushed themselves harder. We knew we needed to get a goal to tie it, to push it overtime. We came out second half and pressed more. But I think the game on Tuesday kind of took out some of our energy. Lindsay made a couple big saves to keep it at 1-0. And then towards the end there, we had two good looks. Jada had a look, and Emily Duncan had a good look. That you're hopeful it goes in to make it exciting, go to overtime. But they're a good team. They finished second in the league. Probably a fair result based on what we had to do on Tuesday. I would have loved to play them at their place, being fresh, but it wasn't meant to be.
How much does that, do you think, play into the factor you mentioned, playing on Tuesday? When you have, your certain routine, you always playing on Thursdays and Sundays throughout the regular season, and then you got kind of have a quick turnaround there in the tournament. How much does rest come into a factor there in a situation like that in conference tournament?
It's massive. That's why we moved from a Friday-Sunday format to a Thursday-Sunday to get that extra day of rest and recovery. And having to play on Sunday at Charleston, drive back to 4.5 hours, early recover session on Monday, play Tuesday, recover Wednesday, travel 6 hours on Thursday, play Friday. That was our third game in less than a week, in 5 days, 6 days. It's tough. It's really tough, and it's hard. And that's part of the advantage of not finishing bottom four. Yeah. Right? If you finish top six, you have it off. If you finish bottom four, and unfortunately, due to tiebreakers, that's where we fell. We tied for fifth in the standings, but due to 2 or 3 tiebreakers, we dropped to seventh, had to play the playing game. So that's the hard part, but it does definitely make a big difference on your legs and everything else. And talk about the seniors and the grad kids. I mean, we had 3 grad kids. We had 4 seniors. The grad kids have exhausted all their eligibility. They've been here for 5 years. Really a lot of blood, sweat, tears, highs and lows. We're thankful for the time. Good group of girls. They're going to do phenomenal things in the society, in the world, whatever they choose to do. And our 4 seniors, have been here now for 4 years. Both groups went through the whole COVID situation, that whole year and a half kind of fiasco, all the kids had to deal with. But those 4 seniors, we're hoping 1 or 2 might stay. The other ones have some big plans to go out there and pursue different things in the medical field and law field and everything. But we're grateful for the time. It's not easy being a student athlete to contribute that much time and effort and energy over and over for 4 to 5 years. So we're very thankful for their time being in Mercer Bay, and hopefully we'll see them back at alumni weekends.
And then recapping the season, I'm sure every team every year has something, a memorable moment or something that stands out to every year. So I just want to go back to this team from this past season. Did you have a favorite game from this past season, or like a memorable moment or something that stands out to you when you think back about this past season?
When we think back, first off, we got 10 wins, which is it's a very impressive feat. We're 10-6-5, 5 ties. And 2 years ago, we could have played those matches, and maybe 3 go your way, 2 don't. So you have 13 wins possibly, but 10 wins is last year we had 9. This year we had 10. 2 girls with double-digit goals. It has never happened before in my 12 years here. 2 kids ranked in the top 100 in their respective classes. One is in their class, one's in the whole country. Statistically, they're high up there in NCAA stats. A lot of positives from that. The biggest, a lot of highs. I had the first game of the season in Evansville. We came out really on fire. Just creating opportunities, creating chances. We didn't win the game, but how we played was really impressive. That was like a kind of foreshadowing how the season was going to be. And I think one of the bigger moments would have been 2 moments. I would say is Sydney Farr's goal at Georgia State to tie the game up when we were down right before halftime. and kind of gave us the momentum into halftime, into the second half. And then Keelan Prate's goal against ETSU here in conference that gave us that 1-0 win. Are two part of the bigger moments. Complete games, again, I would say Evansville was a really good game. We didn't score, but up to that last phase, we were really, really good. A lot of other games as well, don't get me wrong. Western Carolina, I thought we played really well. We didn't win the game, though. But then also, called to Charleston was a game I thought on the road at third place, a respectable team from the Colonial Conference. I thought we did really well, and we made adjustments, and they didn't, and to kind of showcase our true colors of how adaptable our team is. So it was overall a good year. We all, as a staff, want to be a great year. We had the pieces. A couple moments didn't go our way in two isolated games that put us at 7th. I think if those things don't happen, maybe we finish 4th, 3rd in the conference. So that's the hard part we're trying to get our girls to understand, is understanding that every conference game matters. Point and chat, we finished 4th. We're up 1-0 at Western. We missed a pen. We lose 2-1. If that game was a tie or a win, that gives you another 3 points. So that's the parts of staff we recognize that they don't quite grasp it, that we're trying to make sure they understand every game, every minute is important. You can't take time off. But it was a good year. I mean, again, 10 wins, no losing record in conference, finished 5th on the table. And looking at the XG, which is a national service all Division I uses, the teams we lost to, let's say Furman, Chat, and Weston, we had a higher XG, expected goals per game. The one game we didn't was Sanford, and we led them 1-0 the first 10 minutes of the game. So we were in every game this year. We had a 20-game scoring streak. We didn't score in Evansville, but every game afterwards until the last game against ETSU, we scored at least one goal, including Power 5 Alabama. So there are some really good moments this year, but we felt a little bit short of what our goals were, to get to the championship game.
That's what I was thinking. I was going to ask you next. You mentioned about scoring 20 consecutive games outside of that 0-0 draw in the season opener against Evansville was. So do you think the team played, for the most part throughout the season, pretty consistently, considering they scored? I mean, obviously goals isn't everything, but I think every game you guys, all your losses were by one goal except for Alabama too. So do you think the team, weren't too many lows or like big losing streaks for you guys this season? Do you think from game to game your team played consistently as you would have liked?
We played consistently. I think we're the same team every game, but we still had some inconsistencies in those moments.
Right.
Like we had that 3-game snag in conference that we weren't playing bad. We just had isolated moments in each game. So we were also consistent in making a mistake that led to us not getting the result possibly. We were consistent because we would know we would come out really strong or come out of the break really strong. Our team would always make a push at least once a half at some point to give us momentum, to change the momentum of the game, to create opportunities. So we knew that would happen. That was consistent. They adapted well. That was consistent. We created. That was consistent. Like I said, we were consistent. We just weren't sure sometimes if we come out the first half on fire or the second half, if that made sense.
Okay. You're playing without Maria, your freshman midfielder, for these last couple of games. Her and Komet, you guys have Mariana, are playing overseas at Greek with the Greek national team. With signing day coming up, just want to talk about what Mariana adds and how was that trip with them. What do you think have you talked to them since then, that trip, and anything kind of that they learned from playing overseas like that with the Greek team?
Yeah, so they're in Wales for the European qualifications for the Euros this summer. And their pod, it was them, England, and Czech Republic. So it's a great experience for any kid to go over there. And Mariana was supposed to come this last year, but she had a knee injury, and so she stayed back to do physio stuff and therapy. She'll be coming in January for us. And Maria, left and missed the Citadel game, missed the playing game, and missed the quarterfinal game. So it was hard losing her, but we have other kids that step up. So for them, that international level, that experience always helps. Just how the game, the thought process is, the tactical part of it. The game is a little different there than it is here in the U.S. So it's always a good opportunity to play those big moments. You play for your country, you play for pride. So, they lost to England 2-0 the first game. They conceded a penalty kick in the 83rd minute, and then a second goal in the 97th minute. They lost to the Czech Republic, and then they needed to beat Wales to stay in the top group, to still find a way to qualify possibly, and then beat Wales 3-0. They played both. Maria played 90 minutes the game 2 and game 3. The first game she had food poisoning, so she missed that. And Mariana played, I think it was like 20, 45, and then 90. So we'll be happy to get her in January. She'll give us a spark, some energy, to have 2 international kids who have caps for their country.
Good Halloween? Did you have a good Halloween last night?
Yeah, it was good. It was a little cooler than I like.
Okay.
You know, last year was nice and about 75. Last night was about 55. It was a little chilly, but it was fun. You know, my son had a good time, and my older son took him around. Our neighborhood's a nice, quiet area. A lot of walking. I need to rent a golf cart next year, maybe, to show them around a little bit. But it was nice. It was quiet. Saw some cool costumes. But Lou had the most fun.
Cool. Coach, appreciate the time.
Thanks, and go Bears.